Are you ready for our lightning round of questions for our
I
secret
am.
podcast?
Yes, give it to me.
What's a moment in your community journey that made you stop and think, wait, am I the problem?
Everything we just spoke about at the end. Yeah, the moment I realized I should stop pleasing people and build something that is the best version of, contains the best version of me.
Yeah, that could be a great, I hope maybe the producer explores that as the title. Wait, am I the problem?
Yeah, I love that. That's great. Yeah, I love that. You should go for it.
What's one belief about community building you used to hold that you no longer believe is true?
That everybody wants to be there to connect and engage and have a place where everybody can become besties.
Ooh. What have you found to be closer to the truth?
That people have different needs for the different communities that they join, and it's important that the founder of that community is clear on what that community will be in terms of how they design connection and engagement.
Love that. What a banger.
I know who I learned that from.
Tell us about a time when a member surprised you in a good way or a bad way, and what did it teach you?
The one that comes to mind, unfortunately, was not the most delightful interaction at the time. I had a student who was in the membership for over 2 years and came to the Q&A questions regularly. And I think for the first year, we really did good work together. But as with a lot of things, there were skills that I knew that she needed to learn that was outside of the scope of the membership. And maybe I didn't say that clearly enough, but it got to a point where she would come to a call and then ask me my opinion about something, and one day and then argue against the advice that I was giving her. And this became a bit of a pattern. And people pleaser that I am, I'm always gonna, try to be diplomatic at first and try to be polite and be kind and steer it in the right direction without deliberately, creating discomfort for the other person. And in hindsight, maybe I should have earlier. But so the one day, so she came there and she asked me what she should do, and I gave her my opinion. And she said, well, no, that's not going to work because whatever reason. And then I said, okay, well, then what do you want to do? And she said, I don't know what I want to do. Or maybe she mentioned something. And I said, well, okay, well, do that then. And that did not go down well. She started crying, had a real big emotional reaction, and then sent me a really nasty email about how I embarrassed her in front of everyone. And she's asking me for help and I'm not helping her. And gosh, what was the thing that I learned from it? I would say, I think I learned not to sugarcoat things. I think I learned the value of being direct, even when it's not what students want to hear. But, giving them the difficult answer, giving them the unpopular answer, giving them the answer that's going to help them grow rather than the answer that's going to save them face is not helpful to them. And so I think I should have done it earlier. And I should have maybe said to her, look, if you don't want my advice, you've paid me for my advice. I'm giving you my advice. At the end of the day, you have agency. You can take it or you can leave it. It's genuinely up to you what you do with that. But my advice isn't going to change because you don't agree with it.
That's really good. I also detect undertones of her wanting savior versus supporting, saving your members versus supporting your members. And it's easy to have members come in, especially when you're starting out and you want to provide a lot of value. You might have members who put you more in the savior category than the support category, where you are supporting them taking action because
Mhm.
they are accountable for what they are doing in their business. That's not on you.
Yeah.
And that's a tricky one to course correct if it's developed.
It's a tricky one to course correct. And I'll tell you, I love being someone's savior. Like, you know, feels great.
It's so fun and
Yeah. You know, it's my second favorite thing next to people pleasing. It feels great when you can save someone. But unfortunately, it creates a really bad environment and it sets a really bad dynamic in place for relationship with those students. And it doesn't serve you and it doesn't serve them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also just hearing this is like, I'm just going to riff on this for a second. Like, how much you've changed in your business from when you initially launched the community, when like even just the language that you used for the community, which was like, I don't know, here's this thing. Like, what do you guys think? And will you come? And now you're just like, you're so crystal clear on like what you want to provide and like who you are. And like, I'm not going to do your homework for you. And like, I'm going to give you advice and you can take it or like, you're just so solid on each of those things. And it sounds like the community just didn't evolve along with your solidness until the gap was so big. So it just makes me really excited for your next community.
I'm excited for my next community. Bam! People are going to get it straight.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Well, okay, that brings me to my next question. Now that your community is sunsetting, what will you focus your energy on instead? It doesn't have to be a new community, but like if it was, we'd be excited.
Well, without giving away too much, I am doing a lot more in-depth work with our clients. I'm doing a lot more in-depth work with some higher level students. And the models and the help that I'm creating as I'm doing this in-depth work with them one-on-one will then become the foundation for something that is probably going to be a high-level cohort-based community where there's a lot of consulting and a lot of helping them create really awesome launch funnels and really awesome webinars and all of their marketing material that they need for their live or evergreen launches. But I am building out the structure of that right now with people more in an intimate space so that I can have a really good structure in place when I do open it back up to people in a one-to-many space.
I love that. That's also my favorite form of like creating the testing ground, working one-on-one, like really digging into like all the angles of the problem. I think that's so necessary and essential to like really grapple with those things in the one-on-one environment before you release it to the one-to-many. So I can't wait to see what comes next.
I can't either.
All right, last question. What's one boundary you had set in your community that felt hard but ultimately created more trust?
Oh, okay. My favorite boundary is nobody is allowed to apologize for asking a question. That is something I set from the very beginning with everyone is you do not start with an apology and you do not apologize for asking a question or preface it by this might be a dumb question. Because I say to them, if you're thinking it, and you're holding back on asking it, that means there's 10 other people probably also thinking it, holding back. And if you don't ask the question, you are not serving the other members and you're not serving yourself. We don't create an environment where we have to apologize for curiosity. If you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer. You own that. And that's fine because we're all learning together.
Ooh, I love that as the like prompt because it's so visceral. Like, you know exactly that moment on a call where someone's like, I'm so sorry, but.
Yeah. And or I may have missed this or this might be a dumb question. None of it.
I love that you like call out that prompt as like, it's just so clear. We like know exactly when it's happening. And we can call it out and reframe it. It's such a generous boundary. I love that one.
It creates a safe space for people where they are confident to ask. And you know, the only way we can learn is through curiosity. And if a question is popping into your head, it's probably popped into 10 other people's heads as well.
Yeah, that's really good. We use I think I mentioned this to you in the Ember community, we use the shorthand kooks only. So
yeah, I love that.
a kook is someone who's like a beginner surfer, someone in the water who's like usually a danger to themselves and to everyone around them. But
I love it. I love it.
the
I love
rule
it.
is it's impossible to look good and to learn something new at the same time. So
I love it.
There are so many places on the internet where we need to look good, and this is not one of them.
Yep, absolutely.
Salome, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people follow and support your work?
They can find me wherever they are listening to this podcast. They can just look for The Launch Lounge and listen to my podcast as well. And then my website is thelaunchlounge.com if you want to check that out. But I'd love to have you guys come and listen to my podcast as well.
10 out of 10 recommend. I've reviewed it. I've listened. So good. So good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Salome.